Hello and welcome back to Assassin's Creed 2. We're about to get into the final moments.
Ooh, we're nearing the end.
This is where we pick up if we didn't have the DLC, by the way. Right after you get the apple from Rodrigo, you just go right to this, which is really abrupt and really awkward.
You know, it didn't seem like that really when I played. Like, I didn't have the DLC, and it just kind of made sense for some reason. But
Oh yeah, you know, we got the apple, now let's skip forward several years.
well, they always do that in this game. It's always like 10 years later, 5 years later, blah 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 blah, like that. You're always skipping time.
Yeah, but it's much more gradual usually. This is just, let's skip right to the end. Yeah, Leonardo lives with you now.
Perfect.
He decodes the very last codex pages for you. Because yeah, unlike a lot of the later Assassin's Creed games, most of the side stuff is required in this game. You have to have all the codex pages, you have to have all the armor of Altair.
Yeah, they don't really require any side stuff in the later games. It's just kind of there.
Yeah. And in theory, you're supposed to have actually been putting all this stuff on the board as you go, but I just saved it till the end because there's no point.
Yeah.
Certo. Forse ora possiamo finalmente dare un senso alla profezia.
It's kind of weird going from this fairly grounded story, though, to talk about like prophecies and stuff. It's kind of a change of tone.
Yeah, really, like, up until now, it's somewhat realistic. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh, now there's, like, magic apples and, like, godly powers and blah, blah, blah.
The apple thing I kind of like, and it kind of makes sense.
How does it make sense?
Because it works in the actual context of the grander scope of the world. But then when you start about, like, prophecies and stuff, it just seems very old and outdated. So yeah, in case you missed that, if you blinked or something, the puzzle you have to solve here is you use Eagle Vision to reshape the codexes to make a map of the entire world. And they're like, what? There's a new world?
Another continent over there.
There's no way that could exist.
How did you know, Ezio?
And this actually ties into something we briefly saw at the very beginning of this game, which is a flashback from Assassin's Creed 1, but we're going to cover that separately, so I won't bother talking about it here.
Ora capisco.
He became Pope all because of this, not because of like the power or anything like that,
No.
or just because he wants to be the Pope, but no, he just wants to get to this building that has a secret.
Necessari per aprire la cripta. Uno è la mela.
I wish I could experience that feeling that people had back in the day when they were told there's a whole nother continent that's literally, like, massive sitting out there and we never knew about it.
Well, we'll probably get to experience that when they find a new planet with a life on it or something like that.
I guess so, if that happens. I mean, we are experiencing it all the time when they're discovering more things in space, but it's not the same as, like, it's literally in our backyard. We could just take a boat over to it.
Well, you couldn't literally take a boat over to it. That's why it wasn't discovered yet. It's hard to get there.
It was like a couple
They're like, oh,
months journey.
we'll get to Asia, but nope.
Yeah. But it's like flying to another... well, I guess flying to another planet was almost on the same level as taking a boat across the ocean. But, I don't know. It just seems like it'd be kind of a cool thing to
Roma
experience.
chiama, Ezio. Fammi sapere quando sei pronto a partire.
So for our very last mission, we're heading all the way out to Rome, which is pretty cool. And even though it's only for this one mission, they rendered a lot of Rome.
Wait, have we not been to Rome before?
Nope.
Oh. They just made all of Rome for this.
Yeah.
Is there viewpoints and missions and stuff in here?
No, it's just the one mission. You've played this. It hasn't even... I looked it up. I found out when this came out in Games with Gold. It hasn't even been a year since you got this game.
A lot happens in a year. It's gotta be more than a year.
September 2013.
2013? September?
Yep.
Are you sure it's not 2012? Wait, yeah, Games with Gold
Yeah,
isn't
Games
that
with
old at
Gold
all.
just started, yeah. So.
Oh man, a lot happens in a year. Holy cow.
Yeah, you went from... I remember right before that, I got the Assassin's Creed collection, and I was like, wow, you'd probably really like these. And like, yeah. And then...
Well, I always wanted to try it.
No,
But
you said you didn't... You put in like, it was all like old-timey and stuff like that. And then I was like, oh, but like there's lots of like killing people and stuff. You probably like that. But yeah, and you just didn't refuse to try it. But then you got it free on Xbox Live Gold that fateful day, and now here we are, less than a year later. You don't remember a single thing about it, but you love the franchise.
Man, I've played like all the other games now too, except for the spin-offs and one, I guess, but
But you'll get to experience 1 soon enough.
Yep.
And the spin-offs, for that matter, I guess.
Yeah, I'm excited to see all those games.
So yeah, this is the final mission and thus the hardest, but also Ezio's armed to the teeth, and it really just makes you feel like a badass at this point.
Oh, you know what? I do remember this mission, because I remember it being a pain. Not this part, but later on there's a part where you can't get spotted.
Yep, and we'll get to that very quickly.
Oh, it's a pain.
Like, it just doesn't notice me.
No. Just thinks it's like a bird. Oh, now,
Now
he
he
notices.
notices, oh, there's someone down below my eyesight. Clearly that's what's gonna just set it off. And he just keeps running and slashing me through the wall, you know. How does he even, like, this... How did that even happen?
He's just that powerful. He swings it so fast it goes right through the brick.
Wow, this is turned into an anime. Look, he's following me still. Like, how do you even... How? And he just forgets. The AI is so crazy in Assassin's Creed, especially the earlier ones.
Yeah, they're always either just too good or too bad. It's never really perfect.
It's always at one extreme or the other.
Yeah.
Like, a person's flying back and forth between me? Must be a bird.
Yeah.
But then, oh, there's a person who I can't actually see? Well, I guess I better just immediately just slash them even though I'm not even
Through
close
a
to them.
wall.
Like, even in, like, Assassin's Creed 4, I'll still get, like, hit by a sword that's not even actually close to me.
I don't remember that happening to me. But apparently I don't remember much, so...
Yeah, you really don't.
Yeah, like,
See?
you can do that, which
Feel
you
like a
shouldn't be able
badass.
to. But it's...
What do you mean shouldn't be able to?
Well, you shouldn't be able to sneak up on a guard that well in plain sight.
Well, why would they think, like, oh, yeah, there's a person that's dressed in armor. That clearly just couldn't be a guard or something.
You look so different. Well, I guess
No.
you could be some of the, like, Pope people.
Yeah, or you could just be, like, one of, like, guard captains or something, or just a rich person, you know, that is the Pope's lair, or whatever they call it.
Pope's lair.
Seriously, though, you just feel such a badass going through this level, 'cause it's just, you keep going and double assassinating people in the head, and you have all these cool, like, parkour things, and there's more guards than ever before, but you're just so well equipped to deal with it now.
What would make it a lot better is if you could air assassinate these people.
Well, you'll get your moment soon enough. A moment you accidentally spoiled.
When?
I'll bring it up when we actually get there. I don't want to spoil it again.
Okay. I think I remember it, but I don't remember spoiling it.
Yeah, this is a really great kind of final level because it uses all the skills you've learned at this point. It shows how Ezio's grown as a character. It's just overall really fantastically made. And honestly, don't really match that in most of the other games.
The other Assassin's Creed?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to think how the others ended. I can't remember.
Well, doesn't help the next 2 games, in the main series at least, were just continuations of this one, even though it ended perfectly, basically.
Yeah, I thought the other Ezio ones ended really well, actually.
Well, actually, the ending of the final Ezio one is one of my favorite endings of just video games, period. But
It's really good.
yeah, I don't know, it's still... Like, this is just a really well self-contained thing, and I think that they haven't really been able to match just the overall, like, progression with your character, that kind of thing, in any of the other games. Doesn't help that some of the other ones have really, really short moments. Like, you'll play as a character for, like, a span of 3 years, whereas this one is his entire life.
Yeah. But then there'll be like Connor, who you play for his whole life. Like right from a kid, which you didn't
Yeah.
with Ezio.
No, you play as him as a baby, remember?
Okay, that's true, yeah. I kind of want them to go to a really far in the past Assassin's Creed for one of the future ones. Like back in like before the Altair ones.
Well, they talk about in Assassin's Creed 3 about just sending Desmond as far back as possible. Mm-hmm. But I guess they just never got around to doing that.
I think it'd be interesting for the story to see how everything started, kind of like see the rise of the...
I think they're going to go back to like the time of Adam and Eve at some point.
Yeah, that would be cool too.
But there are actually like other stories, like you know how the boat in Assassin's Creed 3 is called the Aquila?
Yeah.
That's actually named after a Roman assassin called Aquila.
Oh.
So that's further back.
Yeah, I think for the very final game, whenever they eventually make that, there'll be a time where you play as like the Adam and Eve time, like when, you know, they've got all those people everywhere and
I don't think they'll ever do like a full game about that. I think they'll just have like a section.
Yeah, I don't
where
think
you
it'll be
play as that.
the full game, but I think there'll be a part near the end, and you go back and experience it.
I don't think they're gonna end the series though. Honestly, for one, it just has so much storytelling potential for one thing, but also it makes so much money.
You think they'll just
so
keep
much
going?
money. Yeah.
Be like Bond 23? It'll
Yeah.
just be Assassin's Creed
Like,
forever.
Assassin's Creed. This time we're doing the fur trade. I guess I think that was Assassin's Creed 3 actually.
You can never do the fur trade too many times, as I've learned in social studies.
Canada humor.
Yeah.
Come on, horse. Like I jump on it, but that guy knocked me over, and now it's just faster to run. Did I just say non escape?
Yeah.
Just sounds like Dora the Explorer or something.
No, it's swiping. Oh, the rocks. So
Yeah,
effective.
it's like a machine gun.
Rocks. Perfect volley of rocks.
I really should have just gone around. There's clearly a little path on the side I could have gone on. Oh well.
Oh well. No!
No! I'm so glad I got better at being able to catch the ledges as I fall though. I remember when I first played this, I just fall all
and
the
then
way
you
down.
desynchronized because you fell too far. Oh, it was such a pain.
I kind of wish they didn't have fall damage in Assassin's Creed games because it's just so tedious. Like when you fall like a really far distance, sure, but just like when you jump too far and now you die, it
Yeah.
just seems so redundant because your health regenerates in a lot of them too. So it's just like why even bother?
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of times it's more that you the game glitched, or not glitched, but some bad mechanic or control that makes you fall, or you didn't intentionally want to jump off that ledge.
Well, that's the problem. Like I said back when we were doing the Assassin Tomb, the Assassin's Creed platforming is all automated, so there's no real way to make it challenging without it just being able to screw up, and then it's not your fault, so it's not really fun.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just wanted to point out something I should say. 'Cause I just did a move that I haven't done previously in this game, and probably will never do ever again in any other games, because it's just not sure why I'd bother. But I grabbed a guard and then I slit his throat while I was holding him hostage. You can do that. It's not exactly the most efficient way of killing people, but it's an option.
Nice camera angle.
Censorship.
Yeah, we don't want to see Ezio being bloody and violent.
We could use some like dramatic music for this moment, I think. Just having like the
Or just Venice rooftops.
Oh, that'd be awesome. They should have played that for this. That'd be amazing. Can you imagine you're playing like this awesome version of Ezio's theme as he goes through like his final challenge? That'd be a great way to end it.
Maybe it comes on.
I don't think so. It's kind of weird though, because that music that was playing was just like generic music. Like I've heard that multiple times throughout this LP. So that's kind of weird. They didn't have like some sort of custom like pulse pounding music for this. Steady. What?
Oh! How did he do that?
Like you said, they're either too good or too bad. Ezio's better. Like a lot better. It'd make me really hard to fight with the hidden blades, don't you think? Because they're so short and like on your wrist. That'd be really awkward.
Yeah, like it really opens you up. If you make a little mistake, boom, you're dead. Like, cut to the wrist.
Well, your wrists have gauntlets, so that wouldn't really be a
Okay, I
problem.
guess, but still, yeah.
Also, your wrists are basically the blades, so... I wonder, actually, there's a couple of channels on YouTube that are dedicated to, like, analyzing video game weapons and stuff, and they talk about how valid they are. I'm sure someone must have done something with the hidden blade.
Probably. You know what I found the other day that was really weird? I was walking on a street by my house, and somebody has graffitied the Assassin's Creed logos onto those like cement barricades that they put on the sides of highways and stuff. And there's just like two like spray painted on Assassin's Creed logos.
Well, I don't know, think about it. Maybe Assassin's Creed actually is happening, and these games just released a playset as and think, oh yeah, it's just a video game. Not actually something that actually happened.
Yeah, I should go press those logos. Maybe like a hidden chamber will open up.
No, that's the skulls. You turn the skulls upside down and they turn to the Assassin's Creed logo.
Okay, what do I do with just the logo then?
You have to have eagle vision, so you're out of luck.
Darn. Do you have eagle vision?
No. Well, I mean, I don't know, I guess you might. Apparently everybody has the potential to have eagle vision.
Yeah, that's right.
People have more genetic inclinations for it.
We gotta train on it. Learn how to focus.
I love that you can still assassinate someone even after they notice you in this game, because they took that out in the later ones and just make you immediately go into combat mode, and it's kind of annoying.
But it makes more sense. Like,
well, no, it's like if there's the moment they detect you, it doesn't mean that you suddenly can't stab them in the chest.
yeah, but they saw you. They're not gonna be open like that.
So, but still, like, at least make it so you try and they block you or something like that. I'd take that over just suddenly you start doing your fancy like spins and slashes and stuff.
I guess.
I guess the thing is they made it so that back assassinations were a lot faster in the later games, so it'd be cheap if you could just constantly do that. You'd be able to like go through 8 people before they notice you.
Well, you already can because of kill streaks.
Yeah. Well, kill streaks are going to be gone in Assassin's Creed Unity, so
Really?
yeah.
No.
They apparently make the combat a lot harder, which sounds awful. Like everyone complains about the combat being too easy in Assassin's Creed, but I think that they don't know what they really want, because the moment it becomes harder, I'm just gonna complain about that.
Yeah. No, I think the combat's, like, the level is pretty much perfect right now.
I think it's a bit, like, I think you're a bit too overpowered by the end, because you have so many tools, and, like, you have so many pouches, you have, like, 30 of everything, and that kind of thing.
But I don't
it's
think...
kind of ridiculous, but...
Like, this isn't a combat game. I think it's more of, like, an explore and story type of game. The combat's just there to...
I guess. The thing is, it's supposed to be a stealth game, but the combat's so easy that it's not. So I can see what they're going for. Like, Assassin's Creed Unity actually has like a stealth button now, which they apparently took from Watch Dogs. So that would explain like what they're going for, at least.
See, you just went through 4 people like that.
Yeah. Yeah, something actually also about the newer games that they don't love about the combat system is that their way of making it harder is just sometimes the tough enemies will randomly just grab you and punch you, and then you just take damage, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
Because that's always fun. And the worst thing is that it's always the same animation over and over again, so you can always tell when it's going to happen, and you just have to sit there and wait for that. It's like, oh,
yeah.
I'm doing that exact same jumping attack where they grab my hand and headbutt me.
And then you lay on the ground for like feels like an hour.
Just wait. You know, there's one day they're gonna add it so that they can like ground assassinate you like how you can when they're on the ground. It's weird, actually. This is only the second time I've actually done this level, but I remember it very well for some reason. Like, all these areas are really distinct to me for whatever reason.
Maybe you just have a really good memory.
I do for some things, but like with most of Assassin's Creed 2, it just looks so generic that I wouldn't really remember it, but for some reason, this final level, it just really stuck with me. And I hope it sticks with you next time. We'll see you then.
Adios.